Today, we finally have the hands-on leak for the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra on top of all of the spec confirmations. Now let me know in the comments who out there is waiting for the S24 series, and don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with the latest tech. So first up, before we get into the S24 Ultra reveal, Samsung currently have an incredible deal running for those of you that want to get a bargain on the S23 Ultra. It's reduced to $899 on top of some enhanced trading offers where you can get a further $800 off. And all you've got to do is click the link down in the description, and you then press the option to take you to the Samsung Shop app. The discount is only available when purchasing through the link and then the Samsung Shop app, and there's also plenty of other great offers like $1,500 off the Z Fold 5 with an eligible trade-in, and all deals are available until the 3rd of December. Now next up, we've got confirmation from Samsung that the Galaxy S24 is going to be marketed as an AI phone. Samsung have filed 2 trademarks including AI phone and AI smartphone, as they'll be introducing generative AI into the smartphones, and they'll reportedly be branding this as Galaxy AI. Now the Galaxy S24 series is going to be using AI to perform a wide range of functions similar to services like ChatGPT, and it's going to use AI for things like summarizing documents or web page, and it's also going to improve usability and photography. One feature advised by Ice Universe is that the phone is going to pick the best photo once you've taken multiple photos, on top of lots more AI features. Now the AI features are going to be available for the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 models as well as the Exynos 2400 models. Next up, we've got photos of the Galaxy S24 Ultra from Twitter user David Martin, and these have been confirmed as legitimate. Now the first photo shows us the rear panel, and this looks very similar to the predecessor, but then the next photos really show the differences between the S24 Ultra and the S23 Ultra. With the side photo, we can see that it's a much more boxy design to the previous generation, and the edges are much flatter than before, although there is still some curvature. On the front shot, we can see again just how flat the edges of the phone are, although if you look very closely at the bezel, you can still see there is a slight curve. Now unfortunately, David didn't give us a pure front shot of the phone, but Leaker Ice Universe has tweeted this to show us exactly what the S24 Ultra is going to look like from the front. Of course, I've also based these renders on all of the leaked information in CAD that we've had so far, and after looking at the live photos, we can see that this is in fact correct, so this is what the Galaxy S24 Ultra is going to look like. Now personally, I think it looks a little bit less premium than the predecessor in the photos, but to be fair, I thought exactly the same with the new pixels, and then when I saw them in person, I completely changed my mind, so it's probably going to be the same here. And the flat display is going to make the S24 Ultra so much better for those of you that use an S Pen. Now for those interested in the standard Galaxy S24 or the S24 Plus, we unfortunately haven't had any live photos just yet, but I have seen the CAD which confirms that it is going to be a flat edge design, and basically these dummy models here are very accurate, so this is what the S24 and the S24 Plus is going to look like. Now we've also had more confirmation that the Galaxy S24 and the Galaxy S24 Plus will be using the Exynos 2400 in certain regions. When it comes to the S24 Ultra, all models in all regions are going to be equipped with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. Now the official launch event is going to be held on the 17th of January in San Francisco, as well as it being live streamed on YouTube. We've now got all of the specs, we just haven't had any leaks on pricing. Now for those of you excited though, we're now going to run through the full specs, design and the expected pricing for all 3 S24 models to help you guys decide which one is right for you. Now for my regular viewers, you guys have seen this, so just skip to the next video, but if you're new here, then hit subscribe now and we'll get right into it. Now, the standard Galaxy S24 is coming with a 6.1-inch 120Hz dynamic AMOLED display. We get a resolution of 2340 by 1080, and it's going to be using Samsung's new M13 OLED panels protected by Gorilla Glass Victus 2. We get a 12-megapixel punch-hole camera for the selfies, then on the rear it's a 50-megapixel primary camera, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide and a 10-megapixel telephoto, and of course it's going to be powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 in South Korea and USA, while European users are going to be getting the Exynos 2400. We get 12GB of RAM and a choice of 256 or 512GB storage, and this is going to be a UFS 4.1. It comes with a 3900 mAh battery, and while fast charging is still unknown, we're hoping to see an upgrade to something like 40 watts, but we do know that we're getting 5G, Bluetooth 5.3 and Wi-Fi 7. Now it's coming with One UI 6 based on Android 14, and it's expected to launch from about $850 to $900, and that's going to be in February 2024. Now next up, we've got the Galaxy S24 Plus with a 6.7-inch 120Hz dynamic AMOLED display. We get an upgraded Quad HD Plus resolution of 3120 by 1440, and it's going to be using Samsung's new M13 OLED panel, and again protected by Gorilla Glass Victus 2. We get a 12-megapixel punch-hole camera for the selfies, then on the rear, again it's a 50-megapixel primary, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide, and a 10-megapixel telephoto. It's going to be powered up by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 in South Korea and USA, and again, Europe users are going to get the Exynos 2400, and again, we get 12GB of RAM, and then the choice of 256 or 512 storage, which will be UFS 4.1. It comes with a 4700 mAh battery, and while fast charging again is unknown, we're hoping to see an upgrade to something like 40 watts, and again, we get 5G, Bluetooth 5.3, and Wi-Fi 7. It's coming with One UI 6 based on Android 14, and it's expected to launch from about $1,050. Now finally, we've got the most premium, the Galaxy S24 Ultra, and with the S24 Ultra, we've got a 6.8-inch 120Hz dynamic AMOLED display. It's got a resolution of 3088 by 1440, and again, it's using Samsung's new M13 OLED panel, protected by Gorilla Glass Victus 2. We get a 12-megapixel punch-hole camera for the selfies, then on the rear, it's a 200-megapixel primary camera, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide, we get a 50-megapixel 3x telephoto, as well as a 10-megapixel telephoto with 10x optical zoom. Despite previous rumors, it's going to be powered up by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 in all regions, and it's only the S24 and the S24 Plus that are still going to be using the Exynos. And with the S24 Ultra, we get 16GB of RAM with up to 1TB of storage, and of course, it's UFS 4.1. It comes with a 5000 mAh battery, and while fast charging is still unknown, when it comes to the Ultra, we're hoping for an upgrade of something closer to 60 watts, and we're also going to get 5G, Bluetooth 5.3, and Wi-Fi 7. Now it's coming with One UI 6 based on Android 14, and it's expected to launch from $1,250. So overall, the Samsung Galaxy S24 remains similar to the predecessors, although the design has changed quite a bit. The flatter edge phones have also proved very popular so far this year, so I imagine Samsung are going to see the same success. With many people complaining about curved display, it makes sense for Samsung to also jump on board with this. With the upgrades to hardware, the phone will of course run much better than before. Now, given its similarities to the predecessor though, I can't see anyone with an S23 Ultra rushing for an upgrade, but for anyone with an older S phone or looking to get their first S phone, it's going to be a great choice. Now, of course, we're incredibly close to launch now, and leaks will no doubt keep coming in, and I'm going to be sharing them as soon as they do, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a thing in the future.